Agriculture is the easiest thing we can do in Africa and will give us the maximum yield. Look at the output that we are seeing on this maize field now. Undoubtedly, the singular word that can be used to describe this is excellent. So Mr. David was talking the other time about the type of seed that was planted there. Quickly give us a few minutes on that again.
Yeah, you can see the corn itself. I think we got the seed from research on corn from University of Ife, as formerly University of Ife, Obafemi Awolowo University research. And this seed, they call it open pollination or foundation seed. So it's far better than other seed we used to get from market and elsewhere. In fact, it's not even better than Oba Super 2 and Swamp. We've been using Oba Super 2 for the past 3 years. But when we got this, the result of this have really showed that this is a very good seed. It's a foundation seed. Maybe they will still improve on it. But the result is super.
Thank you very much, Mr. David. Then Mr. Toby the other time was talking about indicators plant. We are telling you some of the things you need to take into cognizance when you are going to agriculture. Even though we know that agriculture has a very mighty advantage for Africa, but we need to put some things into caution. Mr. Toby Olokun, representing Green Gold Africa.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Agriculture and Agro Highlight Organization.
Yeah, thank you very much. One thing again is, we are going to agriculture, especially crops like this, selection of site is very, very important. That's when we are talking about the soil management and your site you are using. And when we are picking a site for a crop, it's always important to go for a land that is very, very viable, that is rich. And one of the signs that we've observed here is that this land is viable, is okay. And one of the things that you can use to select your site is about the weed, the kind of weed you have on the land. We call it indicator plants. These are the plants that will tell you how fertile the land is. And one thing you will observe is, if you are looking at a land that is very, very fertile, you always see a mist of weeds. You will not see a mono weed. You will see different type of weeds. On this land now we see a lot. On this radius, I can pick out like 4 or 5 weeds for you. This striders, this lemongrass, this another one again. So when you are trying to select your land for any agricultural crops, always try to look at the land and determine the kind of indicator plants you have on it. This will tell you how viable the land is. Thank you.
And over there is Mr. John. Mr. John is one of the individuals that worked on this land concerning weeding management, applying herbicide, applying insecticide. A lot of work that Mr. David Agbenu do on the background, we don't know. Because when the time comes to apply the herbicide, the insecticide, he will have mobilized Mr. John even before talking about it. Because these things are very time sensitive. So application of herbicide, application of insecticide, that is where you have the expertise of Mr. John, and Mr. John is over there. Can you just give us a few words about the application of this weeding, how this land has been as clean as this?
Weeding, apply chemical. Wọ́n máa give for new results. Tá a bá ti ṣe chemical tó bá ti wá fa grow jù, ó máa disturb àwọn seed tá ní. Chemical yẹn dẹ̀ rèé, ó wà expensive gan, tẹ́bí tá a máa ń rà, ó kú oríṣi mẹ́ta, ó kú oríṣi mẹ́rin, but the chemical tá a máa ń lò jù, ó ti mọ̀. A dẹ̀ máa ń fi tẹ́ẹ̀ mẹ́rin, torí àwọn kòkòrò máa ń yọ àgbàdo wọ̀nyí lẹ́nu kó lè kó jáde. Kòkòrò máa ń yọ lẹ́nu. Wọ́n pè é ní caterpillar force. Ogun ẹ àwọn kan pè ní stem borer, wọ́n gbé ní stem náà gbé tó bá ti jí àgbàdo yẹn stem yẹn kò ní dá mọ́ ohun tó ń pè ní stem. This one is stem borer. tó bá spray ẹ̀ after 2 weeks tó bá ṣọ́ra ó ti máa padà bẹ̀ torí labalábá òun ní continue sí jẹ
Butterfly.
wọ́n tàn sí jẹ tó yẹ pé ó máa ń ba àgbàdo jẹ́ gan a máa ń ní àwọn issue tí a máa ń ní bíbáyìí òun nìwọ̀nyẹn torí àwọn kòkòrò.
Thank you very much. But this year, so the basic thing, Mr. John over there, who is an expert when it comes to application of herbicide insecticide, and he has been able to tell us that applying those insecticide at the right time before they grow very well is very, very well necessary. We need to apply the herbicide on time before the herbicide takes a very strong shoot, and you need to also apply the insecticide in order to cut short the lives in order to prevent them from taking over the plant. And that's what he said. One of the insects he talked about was the stem borer, that the stem borer will affect the stem, and once it begins to affect the stem, it will not be able to produce as it should. He's an expert in that field. Now let me just add my own. Mr. Help me to. Now I'm just going to talk about managing risk. Managing risk. So now, one of the things I want to say for a lot of people that are looking into agriculture is that you need to look at the progression. Because a lot of people talk about if I plant at this particular month and the rain does not start, what happens to the outcome of my plant? One of the things I want to say about that is that there is a crop for every season. There's a crop that will thrive very well when the water supply, when the rainfall is low. There's a crop that will thrive very well when the rainfall intensity is high. So what you need to do, starting from January, is to start with planting watermelon cassava. As soon as the rain hits Goshen and the rainfall is steady, you can plant corn. So if you follow this progression, aligning your crops with the timing of the rainfall, you will not get it wrong. And talking about, I agree that some people want to look at other side that their crops did not turn out well. It's simply because they did not engage the season with the crop that is suitable. So that is a progression you can use, and if you use this progression, you are sure to match the season with the crop that will thrive fantastically well there. So what we are saying in essence is this: contribution of different individuals with what God has given us. When we match all of these things together, we are sure to deliver Africa from poverty. We continue at this steady pace. Over a very short time, we are going to deliver Africa from poverty. Thank you very much. God bless you.